to Tremendous Calamities is an achievement in Balloons Tower Defense 6 where you need to complete an entire game of chimps using just 2 towers, the big one and super mines, 2 sets of explosives. But before we get to the interesting matter, I will have to do some very boring microing with the mortar. Even if they make their way around the circle one time, they will be met with other balloons yet to reach their first lap, which will also be caught in the pincers of my explosives. Okay, let's start away at this. 2 to spare throughout the entire... Whoa! Don't let that happen again. Don't let a scenario make you too comfortable. Right, round 10. Blue balloons. There will either be blue balloons or no balloons. 2 damage per shell. And it has unusually high pierce for a base tower. As long as you get to round 10 and you don't see the balloons really doubling up in the circle, then you know you're doing well. There's a few more here that's on their second lap. No more. They are only on their first, but round 11 presents us with a new problem in the form of really fast and really evasive yellow balloons. Get 2 of them there, and we have solved our yellow balloon problem. Round 12, still with no upgrades. Can we make it all the way until a point where we can put down some spikes? Gotta deal with the yellow problem, balloon problem first, though. Stop making your way around the circle. This is out of hand. You're going to escape from me. Wretched yellow balloons. You either got to control the mortar micro or the micro mortar will control you. Round 13. We managed round 12 with the scrape of our teeth. And hopefully soon we'll be able to place down that lovely spike factory. Literally anything will do. Even a base spike factory will do at this given point in time. And there we go. We have it. Spike factory. Now every single time a explosive goes down, we will be met by a flash from the explosion. But we will not be banged by the flash. The quickest interaction in history of that nature presented by the Flash. Don't blink or you will miss it, and you'll miss the feeling too. Round 15 completed. If this was round 50, I would be amazed of how we got this far. Great. Regrow yellow balloons. Can we produce enough spikes? Of course we can. And their little breakaways there are nice as well. So what shall we go for next? I think we should go with... I would like to start you as soon as possible, but it's just a matter of fact of having the means of being able to get through these next set of rounds. I'm going to go for burning stuff, because who doesn't like a little bit of fire with their explosions? And each time we set off, it will literally be an explosive with some napalm. Alright, this is probably where I should have gone with the wondrous spike upgrades. Long reach and smart spikes so that we can produce some at an increased rate at the beginning of the round. Do not do this when you are up against a ledge. Yeah, I'm leaving this on normal at the moment, simply because of the fact that I kind of need you to spread your spikes out. But if we get to a scenario where we really need to have all these spikes pinned and concentrated, then we obviously will put you somewheres in which it would be better for your endeavors. Yellow balloons incoming here, and I'm going to change where my mortar is so that when the lead balloons pop out, there's no chance that the shockwave damage will actually do anything to the leads. Otherwise we only do 1 damage, and then they'll be in black balloon, and then they won't be popped at all by the mortar. Great. This is honestly where I'd rather go up to spiked balls. Come on, get through the round, get through the Oh gosh, there was a white balloon hidden within that, that balloon there. Okay, maybe we need to concentrate you on this round. Okay, get you down, please. Please. Thank you. Oh, thank goodness the bunny stuff existed there. And we go up to the spiked balls, where the spikes are no longer just spikes, but you get that tickling sensation. You know what, we'll go back to normal for the moment, and if I do feel like we need to go back to select target, then we will do that. We'll put you outside of a range of regular balloons, but when a Moab is there, then obviously we'll be able to do something against them. Come on, black balloons, be popped, please. Nobody likes you in a explosive scenario because you somehow have the idea that your flak jacket will protect you. Okay, most of the black balloons dealt with. I'm also going to have my mortar up here so that then our shells do not turn into black balloons. Don't want to further our issues here when it comes to this sort of thing. And I really would like to get... You know what, I will start that. Maybe that was a mistake and I should not have done that. But I believe Shell Shock and Spiked Ball should be able to take care of round 40. It's 41 though. That's the round in which I'm a little bit concerned with. And I'll say a little bit concerned, I mean very concerned. I'm going to put you all the way up here so that we can pop as many of these rainbow balloons as possible, while also using the bunny stuff as a means of incinerating the rest of the opposition. There's many of the zebra balloons that depletes our supply of spikes here. It is not a good maneuver, do not. I would highly recommend not having these as a thing that will annoy you, although that is a much more successful 39. It's just recipe zebra balloons now. Good, okay, we'll put you on select targeting and hopefully that will take care of this little issue going on here. Very little, not that little. We've still got 41 to consider. 41 has a lot of black balloons and zebra balloons. Not great whatsoever. I would not recommend for the family to endure. Okay. Yeah, this is perilous. If only Shell Shock's shockwave damage actually dealt damage to black balloons. That would be really nice. But no, you have to go up to the big one in order to get normal damage on the shockwave damage. Right, I'm not going to be greedy up this time. I'm just going to get some upgrades going. We're only going to be greedy with this one because we can only financially afford to go for this one without going to that one immediately. We need to get the big one before we can actually mine away at this. It's so annoying. I'm just going to keep you here until all of the rainbows have been popped / damaged, especially these regrow ones. Now we put you over here, question mark, please. Thank you. Okay, we now have a fighting chance against these wretched black balloons and zebra balloons. Now that our shockwave damage can do something useful. Although regrow balloons, that's a different ordeal altogether. Rainbows? Please be popped. We're going to need to go up to spiked mines as soon as possible. But we can't actually get away at this because we need spiked mines for 51. I promise you, we will be mining after we get spiked mines. I mean, it's mandatory if we're going to get the upgrade after spiked mines. Okay, we've got the spiked mines now, which means that these will explode and everything in the little radius here will be affected as well. Keep it within the range of a Moab, but keep it just outside of a range of a regular balloon. And then the mini explosions will affect things in the circle here. Brilliant! You can see where some of these camo regrow purples are being split apart. I wish we could. I am slightly nervous about 61 because of the fact that the zebra balloons, when downscaled, produces one black and one white. But then from there, it's a high chance that the black balloon will just go back to a zebra balloon because of our stupid attack speed. Popping balloons at such a rate that we can start at you before you're finished. It's mesmerizing. All of this circle encapsulated with camo pink balloons. And then they died. Yes, ceramics, you don't stand a chance. But one thing that the top path mortar can provide in a 2TC scenario is As long as the balloon itself is not a black balloon or a camo balloon, this will solo everything aside from the bad. And that's talking from a perspective when you upgrade the big one to the biggest one. And who can say no to me using one of my favorite towers of all time? Whereas once upon a time, if you've watched me back in the day when I first started the channel, I hated the Mortar because I hate the idea of microing something. But just give yourself a chance when learning something that you particularly don't like, and you may be satisfied with the results. Except ace microing. I do not do ace microing. And I don't do that either. Okay. Maybe we don't pop anything and hope that the spiked mines will be able to solo everything. Just don't hit the wretch. Oh my god, that might do something bad. Yeah, that did something bad. Okay, maybe wait for them to pass along. Providing that I don't have the mortar here. Yeah, that's just going to produce lots of those. That's the thing. I didn't even realize about 61 where I might need the faster fire rate. I'm still going to try this. Okay, going to set you down here and hope that this is going to be for the best. Will you damage regular Moabs? Not of a moment. Okay. No, that's not going to do it. That's not going to cut it. Okay, I'm going to need to think about this one. We can't do it under regular circumstances because obviously these will just regrow into zebras even more. Look at that. They're just multiplying by the thousands. Yep, they're just being poured through. But maybe we could put you down here, delay the pop of the Moabs, and then hopefully hope this works. It's not gonna work. There's just too many regrows pouring through. That's the thing. Although doing it like that worked. Have both the pineapples and the mortar in the circle. I'm a freaking genius. Sometimes my genius, it's almost frightening. Yeah, nowadays I'm quite of the believer of the bottom cross path with a big focus on the top cross path in order to get your tier 3 and beyond upgrade, because of the sheer fact that you can control where the spike piles are placed down. Or in this case, mines. Pineapple mines, fruit mines. Eat your vegetables. They will not explode like in balloons, like how they're depicted in the game. BFBs, how will we handle them? Like that. So now that we're past the most difficult sections of this scenario, tell me how your day is going. Okay, maybe not. Maybe I need to think about this. Maybe once again we need to combine our attacks on everything, even the little ones. Here we go. Do that justice, because the Bernie damage will also contribute. But 79 will also be a test, because I kind of need the big one Mortar in the beginning of the map so that I can pop as many regrow rainbows as possible. Otherwise it's just going to be an episode 2 of round 61, but with rainbows instead of zebras. Can you do it? Of course you can. With targets like this, it is best to keep you here to stagger out the explosions. 37k on you. Okay, now you're going to be the last one on which we're going to mine at, because by the time this is done, it's 82 and it's too late to start on this one, which we would not benefit from anyways. So why are we not doing the biggest one? Like, surely after this has been unearthed, we can upgrade you to the biggest one. Well, that's a very, very simple, very simple answer to that question. We wouldn't be able to afford super mines for round 90. It doesn't matter if we have the biggest one, the biggest of the explosions that any mortar could ever possess, sorry, if we cannot even pop the targets in which the mortar cannot see, being camos. and black balloons. DET is a black balloon if you didn't know. And 76 was just absolutely demolished like that. Do you need a tier 4 tower that can just wipe out round 76 so that you don't have to worry about the regrow property of that round? Well, have I got the tower for you? Right, 78. Ceramics, go away. BFB, thank you very much. Now it's just a big group of camo ceramics here, which could be painful for our spike factory. Very interesting. We can't get our way through that. Okay. I wonder if I need to move you mid-round into the circle in the hopes of being able to do some fire damage against you all there. Hopefully that is the solution to our problem here, because we kind of need these. Yeah, well, a big chunk of them are being swallowed up by that anyways. Okay, yeah, fire damage. You're doing good. You're doing great. I'm proud of you. Almost about to eat my own words there. Okay, so a huge majority of these are still being bloody regrowed to oblivion. That's the problem. It's like my explosions are not big enough and I can't fire at a fast enough fire rate to be able to get them down. Maybe it requires a specific place to put them. I just don't know. I don't know. I'm not good enough at the game to work these things out. Okay, I'm going to need you away so that you do catch the stragglers. So how far away can I set this at before we start creating zebras around this mark here? Yeah, we're still getting them through. Putting them in the middle here is just not the question. It's not a question because we'll just keep recreating all these zebra balloons. And they're not going to grow back into rainbows so I can effectively pop them. I mean, we could combine the two attacks still, but then we've got these Moabs as a problem here, which I definitely think are going to be a huge problem to our survival here. Like, once these get later on in the round, then they're going to be a big problem. You could say it's the big one problem. Come on. This is kind of where the increased attack speed will be better on the mortar, dealing with all these regrow issues here. Okay, ceramics. Okay, once again, combining our two attacks in the circle is working out. Whew. I hope that is the rest of our mid-game problems sorted out. Hopefully. I can only hope. And also when we go up to super ceramics, I don't have to worry about them being tickled by the shockwave and going downwards at all, because they have too much HP for us to worry about that. Okay, round 79 sorted. Again, like 61, we need to combine both attacks into the circle here. ZOMG, do not be a bane in my existence, just die. Oh, lovely. Oh, sort of lovely. Okay, good. Moabs, please do the damage against them. Good. Okay, round 81. I think it would serve us best if the big one is doing all of the damage early on, and then the only thing that these spiked mines is doing cleanup if it's needed. Because I really need to reserve our spike piles back here. Can we do it? I'm just hoping there's not any camo ceramics on 83, sorry. Please get going, please get going. Get the bunny stuff done and dusted, and we need another 17k in order to get us over the finishing line. Okay, sorry, 16k 981. Okay, these fortified BFBs though could be a problem, because they require twice the shelling and twice the burning to get through them all. I need you all to be incinerated around the same time, and our spiked mines are starting to explode on their own. Please hold them off. Please hold them off. Okay, just need a big one to do some damage, and then... Oh, please. Thank you. Oh, for goodness sakes, whenever they're a fortified target, that's when it's a little too stressful for my likings. If they're just regular Moabs or regular BFBs, then that's good. We are now just over 7k left to get the spiked mines. Can we get the money on this round? Possibly, maybe not. I'm looking at a maybe not. Perhaps 85 will give us the money we require. Oh, come off it, really? Okay, can we win this last round of difficulties? Need to get the damage done onto these. Need to get said damage. Hopefully, we have two sorts of burny stuff damage here. One from the spiked mines, but mainly the mortar. So yeah, if we buy the biggest one, then obviously that means we wouldn't be able to get the super mines. Okay, you're starting to pop. That's good. I'm going to put you on smart now. Get you as far back as possible. Get this done and dusted as early as possible. Hopefully, this is not the round that's going to kill the run. Hopefully, they're on their last lap. Please. Oh my god, we got super mines! They are now super exploding! Yes. And that, folks, ladies and gentlemen, is the run. We officially have the run sorted. This is why you just stick with tier 4 mortar. Otherwise, we won't be able to experience this greatness early on. Watch your step. You may have gotten the majority of the damage, but now there's going to be something else that will take over. And it's got super in the name, where yours is just big. Another benefit with going with 502 rather than 520 is that the explosive radius of the super mines' explosions when the mine itself expires, either by time or by its pierce caps being met, is larger. You just see how it just handled those DDTs. It couldn't do that just being a little spiked mines. You have to go supernova. Okay, super fortified ceramics, you've had your fun, now die. And what the super mines can't deal with, well, the big one will take care of it. Unless it's a camo, then it can't do jack. Okay, you are definitely creeping up when it comes to the pop count. When we get through this round, we'll be halfway through the total poppage of a game of chimps. You will be scared to find out how far in a chimps game the pops scale. 94. This is definitely what we call a very big time going on here, and the big one's piss cap has been met there. That is very unideal, and it creates two different sorts of explosions. It creates mini explosions when the contact is made, but then when the pierce cap is met, that's when it creates the bigger explosions. Here we go, DETs. Not a problem. Getting super mines in a 2TC only, well, for the most part, possible on this map. Some people have been able to make super mines possible on Scrapyard and Logs, but I think that was when the Arctic Knight ability was bugged, so that you can actually have enough DPS with another tower in order to be able to afford super mines. I'm not that kind of player of the game. I'm not that good at the game. I'm good with some things, just not a lot of things, okay? Mortar Micro, I think I can say that I'm relatively good at. Especially considering I did the original 2TC with Golden Justice and the big one. But also, I'm desperate enough to get the original 2TC of Golden Justice and Adora. Can you guess which one was more stressful? Adora or the big one? It was Adora. That one was more stressful, and it's not even a competition. Because like round 70 was not a big problem. I'll just put the level 4 ability, sorry, tier 4 ability of the Desperado onto the big one, and that helps a lot with the camos. But hey, guess what? Adora kind of hinders you as well. So that, folks, is a run in which you can actually, you could buy the biggest one after you get super mines, but at that point you're not really adding a huge amount more DPS when the big amount of DPS that's come from this scenario is the super mines. But thank you all so much for watching, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you all enjoyed this one as much as I've had making it. And you can definitely go with the cross pathing that reduces your speed but provides something else. In your case, it's damage. In your case, it's spike placements. Thank you all so much for watching, everybody, and let me know what you thought of the video down in the comment sections below. And if you are ever in the store and you would like to purchase something like Frontier Legends DLC, because it's been given a pretty major update in 52.2 where you have more enemy varieties now that there are overworld blue balloons, overworld green balloons. Ninja Kiwi dares add overworld yellow balloons. Actually, that may just cause a blue screen of death, at least in my experience. No, the golden fish doesn't count. Okay? It doesn't count as a yellow. It has to be yellow. It has to have the properties of a yellow balloon, meaning you may die to it 50% of the time, guaranteed. But jokes aside, use my creator support code whenever you're in the store and you'll be able to give the tiny slice of your purchase towards my pockets, rather than those greedy corporations that have too much money to begin with. I'm just kidding. That is how these sort of things are possible, by the greedy corporations. And Ninja Kiwi is not a greedy corporation at all. I absolutely love them. Thank you all so much for watching. Take care of yourselves, everybody.